Bata Manga.
My sister-in-law suddenly vanished, leaving behind her 3-year-old daughter and 6-year-old son. A year before she evaporated, she had divorced her husband, so she was raising them all on her own. The reason was because she had an affair. She had her son and then immediately had an affair with someone she met during a doctor's appointment. Her partner was also married, and apparently it was a love at first sight for her when she had taken her son to get his vaccines. She had kept flirting with him, knowing full well that he was already married. But in the end, his wife figured it out and sued her. Her husband demanded a divorce, but the mother-in-law was against it.
She just wavered a little because she just had a baby. It's your fault since you were so caught up in your work.
The mother-in-law blamed the husband. The husband was also too good of a person and thought that maybe he was also at fault. He just let it go. But her affairs didn't stop, and even after giving birth to their daughter, she had another affair with a different married man. Again, the mother-in-law started yapping about how she was weak because she had given birth or something, but he had enough. He demanded a divorce. The husband tried to take custody, but then he collapsed. The sister-in-law ended up taking custody, and then the mother-in-law.
That's punishment for trying to chase away my lovely daughter. This is karma.
She rubbed it in his face. They were so happy that they had custody of the kids after he had gotten sick, but the woman left her kids at her parents' place and vanished in the night. The mother-in-law just saw the kids alone in the room and a memo that read, "Take care of the kids for me." She had apparently eloped with a man. The mother-in-law, whose husband had already passed, was unable to raise the kids on her own. The ex-husband was also still going to the hospital frequently, so he couldn't take them in. That left my husband and I to take the kids in. At the time, we had a 4-year-old son, but he was an only child, so he was super excited to have a new brother and sister. Eventually, they were basically real siblings. They even started calling us mom and dad, and I loved them to death. But the mother-in-law kept saying things about how we were being mean to the adopted kids. She wouldn't stop spreading false rumors to both neighbors and relatives. On the other hand, she never said a thing about why her own flesh and blood had vanished into the night. Then, one day, a bunch of relatives and neighbors were in the house for an event. They were talking all trash about me in the corner. The ex-husband was here too, but he was also being treated the same way as me. Then, in the corner, she said this out loud.
I love my mommy. I love her so much that I'm going to be a great girl. I hate that old mom, and I don't want her. If I was raised by old mommy, I would have been living a terrible life. So I hate you, Grandma, for talking bad about mommy. I hate you.
She yelled. The son also showed up and...
I hate you too, Grandma. All you do is lie and spread fake rumors about Mom. If you hurt Mom anymore, I'm never going to see you again.
He also protected me. The ex-husband following suit.
If you keep going with these bullshit rumors, I'm gonna take this to the courts. You want to be taken to court right before you die?
He glared into her soul. I didn't know, but apparently the mother-in-law had claimed that I had seduced the ex-husband, and that's why her daughter had ran away. Of course, after everything was brought to light, no one wanted to interact with the mother-in-law. The ex-husband was such a great person that he came to the family gatherings even after his ex-wife had an affair and left. The lonely mother-in-law spoke to the children.
You should feel sorry for Grandma.
Eventually, she even started begging for money. But my daughter...
I don't know what you're talking about, and everyone is saying they hate your guts, Grandma. I will miss you when you die. Don't call me.
She cut deep and hung up. Afterwards, when my daughter was taking her entrance exams for college, the sister-in-law suddenly contacted her out of the blue. She never gave her contact info, even when her own kids cried to talk to her. Hello, I've been reaching out to you forever. Give the phone to my kids. Excuse me? You're 17 years late. I'm saying that I'll take back my kids that I left you. I appreciate you for looking after them, but they're my adorable children, so I will take care of them. Take care of them now? What the hell is wrong with her? She must mean she wants them to look after her. I wanted to scream at her. Apparently, she was living with a man she eloped with, but he ended up cheating on her with a younger woman after being dumped. She came back here. She started saying things like she wants to celebrate her daughter's uni acceptance and that she's single now, so she wants to live with them. Honestly, I thought that it was stupid, but to the kids, she was their real mother. I can't just take their choice away from them. So I decided to let them know that she had called me honestly. I kept it to myself, but I got a call from your biological mother. She wants to live with you too. The two kids wouldn't even let me finish talking. You are my real mom. They were so kind. I would never think a woman that just dumped me is my mom, and I don't want to see her. I would never live with her.
I love you, Mom. I don't know that lady. I'm upset knowing that I was born of her.
Honestly, I was a little worried if they would choose her, but to be honest, maybe it's a little wrong. But after hearing my daughter and son, I was so happy, I began to cry. I got a call from her again later on, but my daughter answered and told her clearly, "You're not my mother. I don't know or care about you. I'm not going to live with you, so don't contact us ever again." She was not beating around the bush. The woman had lost her mind, claiming that I was forcing my kids to say. She was the one that lived her life how she wanted to and left her kids all alone. I really don't understand why she thinks that once she got single, her kids would just accept her. Of course, I think there are some kids who would love their biological mom unconditionally, but I really feel like kids are just a reflection of ourselves. If you give them love and affection, if you don't, they won't either. To me, these two are just as real as my real son, and I'm not going to just let her take them now. I don't know what happened to her after, but she's fairly old now. I'm sure after she was rejected by her man and her own kids, she probably lives a pretty sad and lonely life. I think that she's a pretty miserable person, but as a result of her actions, I was able to take on two beautiful angels, so I've got nothing to hate her for. She does kind of piss me off though. I, on the other hand, was able to go to my daughter's wedding last fall, where she read her letter to me, claiming that I was her real mother. I was bawling, and I couldn't stop at all. My son graduated college, and my biological son also went to the same college, but
There are so many people that know him, so it's so embarrassing.
he seemed happy though. It was cute. My son looked good, and he was good at sports and his studies. He said it was embarrassing because everyone knew his older brother saying things like, "You're his younger brother, right?" Man and woman, it didn't matter. He was asked by everyone and he was almost bragging. Thinking back now, I think that we made an incredible decision to take on two kids that weren't even related to us at all. As a result, I only had one biological child. But that doesn't matter at all. We're all so happy. My kids are great, and I really don't think I would regret anything if I just keeled over tomorrow.
Thank
Thank you for watching all the way to the end. What did you think of today's episode? Leave a comment and let me know your thoughts on today's story. And if you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe.